To quote the Cranberries to start us off this morning, zombie, 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 hey, hey. I got a sweet one here. We got Champion of the Perished, 1/1 for 1. Whenever a zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Champion of the Perished. So we've got a plethora of sweet 1-drops for this archetype now. We've got Champion of the Perished, we've got Cryptbreaker, and we've got Dread Wanderer here, just each an aggressive threat that recurs. And then Historic Horizons brought us Undead Augur as a kind of sweet card. Whenever this or another zombie you control dies, you draw a card and you lose a life. Lazotep Reaver is also a card that's been quite excellent in this archetype. You can curve Cryptbreaker into this and immediately draw a card. This draws 2 cards when your things die with Undead Augur. And more importantly, this now turns Champion of the Pairs basically into Wild Nikotl, which is sweet. At the 3-drop slot, we have Lord of the Accursed as well as Death Baron to give our zombies bonuses, in not only in stats, but also in Death Touch or the ability to activate for Menace. We had a couple Liliana's Mastery here at the top end of our curve. It's kind of like a mono-black collected company in a way, so a little bit more expensive, but it gets you 2 3/3s and makes the rest of your board bigger. And then one of the other Historic Horizons cards that's actually super powerful in this archetype is Dark Salvation. So target player gets X 2/2 black zombies, and then one target creature gets -1/-1 for each zombie that player controls. So, you know, if you cast this, if you have 2 or 3 zombies in play, you can cast this for just 1 mana to give something -2 or -3. Or this is something that scales into the late game. You know, you have 5 or even 7 mana, you make a few zombies, you kill something in addition to getting a board. We're obviously playing some Thoughtseize. We've got Hive of the Eye Tyrant as well as Castle Locthwain as utility lands. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. So, yeah, so we talked about during deck building potentially splashing Collected Company in this deck, and I decided against it, not only because of mana-based concerns, but also because this deck has so many 1s and 2s. With Collected Company, you really need to have a glut of 3 mana spells to get value off of Company. Because if you're like casting Collected Company or like getting only 3 to 4 mana worth of creatures, it really wasn't a worthwhile spell for you. Own is cool. Thank you for the 29 months. Damn Wing, thanks for the 3rd of a year. And Dangazone, thanks for the brand new Prime. Welcome to the channel this morning. All right, really good start for us here. We've got Champion of the Perished on 1 and Lazotep Reaver on 2. Looks like we're right into the, out of the frying pan and into the fryer. Going up against Jeskai Control, most likely to start here. Although Cast Out is not typical in Jeskai. Could still be Jeskai with Orphan Guard, we'll see. Fingers crossed we can dodge a Lightning Helix next turn on this Perished. We're going to get Memory Lapse, and then they'll untap and Deafening Clarion us, and then we'll be in a spot where we can no longer win the game. No, Deafening Clarion. Good beats, good beats. Slain Cam, thanks for the follow. Magic is fun. Yeah, I was thinking about doing 2 historic decks to start today, but we'll see how this first one goes. We might just do 1. This is definitely a start to the day that makes me think we might only do 1. The reasons you would run Cast Out versus Banishing Light. Well, you'd basically never play Banishing Light. It's not really a constructed playable card. Cast Out, on the other hand, is often playable because it cycles and it has Flash. So not only do you have more control over the timing on something like Cast Out, but it can also be a cantrip at a pinch when you don't want that kind of effect. Robin, thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. No, our opponent has 4 spells in hand. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, Historic's been in kind of a medium spot for a little bit, and I'm not really sure I expect Innistrad to really meaningfully change what's going on in the format. Like, it added Delver of Secrets to the format, but if anything, Delver of Secrets just means more memory lapsing, right? Like, memory lapse is exactly the style of card a Delver deck wants to play. Dengazone, thank you for the tip. That's very generous of you. It looks like there's no comment with your donation, though. Was that for a deck submission? If so, if you could drop me a DM or let me know what the $50 tip was for. So make sure the right thing happens. Is this bugged? It's showing me 1 is the mana cost. Doesn't it usually show the activated ability cost? At least it charged me the right mana cost. Yeah, Rainbow. I mean, honestly, from a deck building perspective, Lapse, like, made deck building a lot less interesting, right? It just, like, gave us this objectively best counterspell to be playing, and you no longer had to, like, make decisions about which ones you wanted to be playing or not. So I can give this Menace and force these to trade here, and then I draw a card. That's probably worse than just attacking with both, right? Chronically, thank you for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. And Chloe, thanks for the 2.5. I would not be surprised if you played Girl cards, Todd. I don't think there's any single card in their deck that stops them from dying here. Good start for the zombie friends. Yeah, Settle the Wreckage could theoretically get them out of it. Oh, I forgot to put my foil Duresses in the sideboard. Sag. Alright, so Dark Salvations, obviously not very good here. A couple of Duresses are good. A couple of Murderous Riders. Yeah, I'm excited to try the less all-in on Werewolves build of Gruul. Werewolves was very good yesterday. I'm interested to see how a more mid-range focused build does. Cobra Commander, thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back. I lead on Dreadwanderer. I'm supposed to lead on Champion of the Perished. They'd both attack for 2 here on 1. Yeah, I think Mono White's very good. Mono White was good in Standard 22. So I'd imagine it'll continue to be good in,
There are so many mysteries
You can see the current deck list on your screen via the Untapped widget. You can also type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. This is a little bit greedy because I'm not Thoughtseizing and they could have a sweeper, but
overwhelming.
Hopefully we draw land next turn. Oh, they don't have a sweeper this turn. That's great. Really like to draw an untapped land next turn so we can Thoughtseize plus Lord of the Accursed. What's going on, Matrix? Thanks for the entire year. Welcome back. Nice. Okay, so Thoughtseize you to start. Nice mana base. The old Field of Rune Archmage's Charm Wrath of God build here. It's nice to see someone get punished for their incessant greed for a change. That doesn't oft happen in reality, chat. Like, I actually don't think playing Archmage's Charm and, like, Wrath of God together is bad. It's just, like, stop it with the colorless lands. They can take our Dread Wanderer. These are one-sided at least, though. So, like, if they take the Dread Wanderer, it'll only be a 2-1. Wait. They didn't fetch third, Friendo. My body is ready for this subtle wreckage. Hashtag sometimes lucky. I wasn't gonna play around it just for reference. Never play around it yet. Rabner, thank you for the 51 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's a long time. 4 years and some change. I'd wager that last opponent's gonna go back to the drawing board and put some lightning helixes back in their deck. Oh no, arena is bugged. We're actually 25%. It's supposed to be a percent, not a hashtag. Overclocked Sloth. Thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Zombies, zombies, zombie hairs. Start here, get a lay of the land. No, it's all just one constructed ladder. Do I want to draw cards here? Is the question. I think I do want to draw one more card. Let's put this out so that way if they top deck a sweeper on us, we don't get punished. Hey, thank you for the 49 months, Zintoth. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Okay. So, I think it's Lord of the Accursed, Dark Salvation, target player, up to one target creature until end of turn. Yep, alright. Sorry, first time casting that one on this platform. Then we get to go ahead and attack with these. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the next turn I have 11, so they're dead. They're dead on board. And even if they peel Sweeper here, they're looking for creativity. Creativity can get them out of it. Although I guess Dark Salvation could actually kill Sarah's Emissary at this point, huh? We can go Cryptbreaker for Zombie 6, and then this makes Zombie 7. It's kind of gas. It's a 7/7, but I have 5, and this will be 6, and this will make Zombie 7. Sick. Well, if you would have told me we were going to kill a Sarah's Emissary with the Dark Salvation, I'm not sure I would have believed you, but, you know, here we are. Goodbye, friend. Hit you for exactly lethal? Alright. Sure. Huh. Maybe I should have... I wasn't quite sure what I was doing with the removal in the sideboard of this deck. And maybe... Or with the sideboard exactly. Maybe I should have a couple more pieces of removal for... what's it called? Emissary. Because we're not always going to have Dark Salvation. Dark Salvation's not always going to kill it. In that instance, I think we were kind of lucky there. Is this a Rotting Regisaur matchup? The fact that this doesn't die to... I do not have an affiliate code for Inked Gaming anymore, no. They changed a lot of their partner program around. Yeah, not dying to Helix and not dying to Clarion seems good. Yeah, some Infernal Grasp in the sideboard could be good. I need 4 cuts here. I feel like if I'm bringing in these 3s, I probably want to trim some of these Lords. Lords also aren't super conducive to their Sweepers like I was talking about. Actually, do I want to keep all the Dark Salvations? Probably not. Oh, I probably want these Duresses too, huh? I'm gonna trim a Lord. I'm gonna trim 2 Dark Salvations. Let's do that. I could be greedy and cut a land on the draw. I'm probably not gonna want to grind with Castle here. Yeah, let's do that actually. I hope Standard's good. So we've been hurt. We've spent a lot of time being hurt by Eldraine in the last 2 years, but honestly, I think Magic's good Standard formats are the best formats Magic has to offer. Alright, so I think we just, like, shred their hand to start, right? So I'm gonna Duress on 1 and to probably discard spell plus champion on 2. I think I'm just taking their Search for Azkinta. I can't attack with Champion of the Parish next turn anyways, so I'm just going to take all their spells. Since they drew Fabled Passage. They drew the thing? They drew the thing, fam. And it's an Elishnorn. Well. Yeah, I think I need a couple more removal spells on the sideboard. Augur does cantrip. Although now I can do this. This game's a good example of why discard-based disruption's kind of mediocre in this format. They're just going to be able to cast their Sarah's Emissary here in a second. We could draw running Murderous Riders. Late night, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. God bless America. yeah, we'll be done at this point. Honestly, like, games like that just really speak to the power of memory lapse, right? Like, it's so good they leave it in against the one-drop aggro deck. Yeah. If I'm being honest, a big part of me doing Historic this morning is to compare what the metrics look like compared to Standard. I'm curious to see if Standard's in a decent spot if Historic's still as popular. Yeah, we'd have been better off on the draw this game, huh? Yeah, my Twitch metrics are about the same regardless of which Magic format I'm playing, so long as I'm playing Magic. So when I talk about metrics, I mostly mean how the videos do on YouTube. Dwarven Mind, Indomitable Creativity. Yeah, I'd be happy to do an update to that, Beansy. I probably won't be able to, get to it today though, but I could do that. I think I'm gonna be live tomorrow for a little bit, is my plan. Well, they didn't have creativity last turn, so I kind of feel like I'm just supposed to like land, activate Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and ship it. Well, this format seems to still blow. We got to number 25 because Standard's really brew-friendly, especially when it's new, and Historic's not particularly brew-friendly. Is the TLDR. Honestly, You can basically use my current constructed rank to measure how brew-friendly random formats are based on what we're playing. If we're just getting mono beat up and our rank is low, it's probably because the format's not particularly brew-friendly, because that's all we play here for the most part. I'm gonna be greedy on the draw and bottom the third land. Goodbye. Light up the stage. We just go ahead and Dark Salvation, kill the Chandler here. So yeah, I assume they're killing this with Unholy Heat. Yeah, the design on Dark Salvation is really great. I like it a lot. Those are a pretty good 1-2 here. So this means that Unholy Heat can shrink Lord of the Accursed, so I can't block anymore. Lands is pretty good. I think I chill on attacking because I'm playing defensively, and when they draw the untap land here for the perfects, I don't want them to be able to Chandra my only blocker. Soul Guide Lantern's another great draw for them because it gives them Delirium. So now their Unholy Heat can kill my Lord of the Accursed. Well, I mean, if it was the right play the last 2 turns, it's probably the right play this turn, huh? So he's gonna eventually draw them 4 cards. The top of their deck has just been the most absurd. Just like, their hand was so weak and just incredibly frustrating game. Yes, this patch fixed the lack of deck strength matchmaking in Brawl. Hey, thanks for the Prime Frinkos. Thanks for the entire year, Michael. Welcome back. Alright, so this kills Chandra at least. This is probably good against Indomitable Creativity. It's true. They're almost assuredly never naming enchantment with their thing, right? So this has to attack. Oh, I can't get rid of their delirium. That's sad. Forgot we added the planeswalker. Oh yeah, that's it doesn't matter. We're just dead. You're right. I could have tapped it to make it not attack, but they're just so far ahead. It doesn't matter. I cut these Thoughtseizes because they're clearly textless against this opponent. And I bring in Crippling Fear and some Rotting Regisaurs. I'm gonna trim these Death Barons. They're pretty bad against the deck full of shocks. Rider does have lifelink, that's true. Street's a little on the slow side. I could be right to mulligan 7s without a 1-drop. We do have 12 of them to mulligan to. Is Relic worth it to deny Delirium? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, obviously the short answer is I didn't think so, but I'd be willing to listen to an argument. What should I be cutting? I don't even know if the relics are good in my sideboard, if I'm being blunt. There's a good chance they should just be more removal spells for killing things like Sarah's Emissary. And Hellish Norn when that deck chooses to do that. Alright, so our best draw next turn is a 1-mana spell, so we just empty our hand completely. Hard pressed to erase these flyers here. I can't attack with Rotting Regisaur anymore either because they have 3/3s. They're 6 power first strike. Yeah, gosh, is Rotting Regisaur even good anymore? Like, this used to be good against these red decks, but I get to play on Holy Heat now? How's it going? Kind of awful for Historic this morning. We're being blunt. We're just dead. I feel like this format's lost a lot of its appeal. adjust the sideboard here a little bit. Yeah, that feels true, Pokemon. It feels like the pet decks have been pushed out. So, Grey Merchant's just not a very good card in general. Like, it was okay in Standard when it had its time there, but like, an effect like Grey Merchant is only going to be good when your board is very big. And if your board is super big, I would tell you why this format's lost its appeal, but I can't remember why. I'm having something of a memory lapse. Oh, it might be had Fusion of Wizard Travel. Here's hoping. Oh no, they're playing good cards like Arclight Phoenix, chat. I mean, our 1-drop's attacking for 5 on turn 3, so we got that going for us. We got that going for us. Otherworldly Gaze, chat. Get the sick value on this Otherworldly Gaze. Yeah, I actually really agree with admin for reference. I think there's a very real chance that the people making the decisions about Historic want Brainstorm to be in the format. And people are saying there's no chance it comes back. I think you're wrong. I think there's a very reasonable chance that, like, the fact that Memory Lapse is still legal in this format means that this is the direction they want to push it in. And I would not be surprised in the slightest to see Brainstorm unbanned at some point. For those of you that have short memories, I direct you back to the very passive-aggressive announcement that Wizards of the Coast made when they suspended Brainstorm. For those of you that don't recall, when they suspended Brainstorm, they basically said, y'all are a bunch of whiny babies and we're only unbanning this because we're only suspending this because you're whiny babies. Is like the TLDR of when that card was suspended. See, I'd kind of be surprised if Bolt and Path came in, because they already showed that they didn't want those in there. Alright, so I have a couple of Soul Guide Lanterns. Do I want Crippling Fear? This seems kind of okay, right? It clears out Storming Entity without prowess. It kills out the Delirium Dork. If they're on Delver, it clears that. They're playing Otherworldly Gaze, which implies to me that they could realistically be on Delver. Once upon a time, I'd want Rotting Regisaur here, but the fact that they have a deal 6 now makes it a lot less appealing. Yeah, that sounds great. The question is, do I want a Thoughtseize on one, or do I want a Dreadwander on one? I might want a Thoughtseize on one to stop a Fairy Dragon from happening on 2. think it's probably the play. Then we'll play these out on 2, and then we'll Lord of the Accursed on 3, attack for 6. Ha! Double Saheeli. I'm just gonna take the heat here. Yeah, I would bet the Saheelis mean there's no Delver. Now, these being the Crippling Fear are still pretty good though, right? This gives -3/-3 to everything other than the type you choose. So we can name zombies and it'll be one-sided -3/-3. I wonder if they're playing Otherworldly Gaze, Opt, and Consider. I think we just play the Lord and Smash here. Shaped boy. Thanks for the prime. There's a ton of great people who can send that to. Thanks for sending it this month. They are playing Delver, and there's a Consider. Okay. How are Historic Zombies feeling? I don't know. Maybe close to competitive? I don't know. Historic's just like... The average play patterns in Historic are just real toxic. Am I attacking her? Now, I'm gonna attack them for 6. I'm gonna play these 2 and draw a card. Wow, super punished for not playing Augur out first. Yeah, our record is fine. In terms of how competitive this feels, seems fine. The gameplay quality feels middling. Yikes. Well, they have no spells left, right? So just like, do this, name zombie. Nah, I should attack them. I'm not going to attack that. I should attack them. Now, Phoenix actually isn't terribly popular. I also don't really mind playing against Phoenix. I think Phoenix generates reasonable games of Magic. You can attack it with Graveyard Hate. It generally cares about creature removal. It's the 30 flavors of memory lapse that are a little rough. It is true, Pokemon nerd. So I'm not planning to do Brawl today, but on Monday we'll be returning to doing Brawl stuff on stream. Is my plan. So the 2 years, Prime, welcome back. It's pretty good. We got thing into make a zombie kill a thing on 3. This card is like a really flexible Necrotol, basically. Jeskai lands, eh? guess we just do this. Oh, it's this deck. This is Tybalt's Trickery for reference. Which is another combo deck in the format that just doesn't give a shit about your discard spells. For reference. Because their thing retraces. You have to have a discard spell and a piece of graveyard hate. M. Brown, thanks for the follow. So now we just like cross our fingers, clench our butt cheeks, and hope our opponent bricks. This is a part where they flip an Ugin over. Look at how skillful we are. Masterfully outplayed our opponents. Masterfully outplayed, chat. You wish you were as good at Magic as I am. Listen, chat. None of the cards my opponent played involved rolling dice or flipping coins, which meant they were high skill, low variance cards. Cascade is a decades old Magic mechanic, and everybody knows that Cascade is very low variance because it's an old mechanic. All skiller, no filler. Yep. I just like mostly click submit here, and I'm gonna bring in some Soul Guide Lantern so I could theoretically exile their thing if they brick the first time so they can't go again. Now, graveyard decks actually aren't that popular in this format. I'm just gonna like keep an okay hand that's kind of aggressive. Hope for the best. Yeah, you know, just like popping our lords off and hoping they brick. Yeah, there's historic is similar to where modern is in that there's enough things that are incidentally using the graveyard that there's graveyard hate even without dedicated graveyard decks. Okay, so if they brick on this throws here, the Soul Guide Lantern gets rid of both their throws. So we just need one brick and then they're disrupted, so hit me, dealer. Alright, they didn't brick, we're dead. One card, chat. Almost hit the trickery. Almost hit the trickery. I like my hands how I like my zombies with curve. What's going on, Yish? Thanks for the 16 months. Okay, this hand's actually quite good. So we get to go Cryptbreaker on 1, this on 2, draw a card, and then we can Duress their throws and then Soul Guide Lantern it. Hey, that's Sweet Mercenary. Is that in Standard or Historic? Either way, you should throw your deck list up in the Discord server. That would be something you're interested in playing at some point. All right, so I'm gonna take that, And then I'm going to go ahead and Dread Wanderer here. Then would I rather... I haven't drawn a land... I played a land yet for the turn, right? So I'm going to draw a card. I think drawing a card is better than... I think drawing is better than 3 damage there. It's close, though. We want to clear this trickery out before we Soul Guide Lantern. There, Ugin. Okay, then we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 next turn, so we have them dead in 2. Alright, well, they didn't peel the throws off the top, so, you know, step 1. They have 6 total mana this turn. I could have technically blocked that. Doesn't matter. Alright, I mean, our interaction technically got us there, right? I mean, maybe I want more... Maybe I do just want a grip full of Soul Guide Lanterns so the discard spells can be better here. They're fine in other places. I did not bulb. Honestly, I almost feel like I want a bunch of states to pass bounty laws so that way that forces the Supreme Court to finally rule on one, because I would, and I guess maybe I shouldn't say this out loud because of how everything's gone in recent years, but I feel like even this court, if they're forced to sit and rule on one of those bounty laws, is going to say that that's not constitutional. Signor, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Yeah, Borrowed Time was from last season, right? As sorry we broke the servers. Here, have some worthless experience. Oh, it's for this season. Okay. Okay. We're on the draw. We have 23 lands. 1, 2, 3. It's just Curvamentary. What could it be? Oh, Scale Up was the one from last season. Okay. Noted. Fugitive Wizard makes its first appearance on the other side of the table. Yes, play mid. Let's you get 3 free packs to set. The first bump is free. Rip those loot boxes. This is our second opponent I've seen just shove Delver into Phoenix, and it feels like a weird choice. I feel like it's not a card that Phoenix wanted. I'd bet Black White Angels is going to be pretty reasonable, Guardian. It's playing a lot of just good Magic cards. It was a deck that we played in Best of One. It was fine there. Thanks, Mercenary. Yeah, I've got deck submissions that people donated for this weekend, but next week I'm sure we'll run out of those, and I'll start looking for things from other places. My opponent cast Otherworldly Gaze and literally didn't bin anything. I assume the Delvers... Imagine spending a mana to rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck and then not flipping your Delver. Just come on a journey with me, chat. Come on a journey with me. That is some peak Delver right there. It's really peak Delver right there. Yes, admin's assessment there is exactly correct. Black White Angels was decent in Best of One, and it's the type of deck that tends to get better in Best of Three. Fugitive Wizard. Fugitive. Ooh, third Fugitive Wizard's the charm, I hear. Can we draw an untapped land, please? Alright, I mean, when they flip these finally next turn, they're gonna block okay, I guess. My Lazotep Reavers won't be able to attack in. I guess we probably just smash anyways, though, right? Because they gotta deal with everything else. Okay. We could theoretically die this turn. They could loot 3 more Phoenixes into the bin and then attack us for 21. Oh, are there already 2 in there? Oh, you're right. They put 1 in early. So I see 2 more Phoenixes? Don't you call that shot. Oh no, they scried top, chat. Oh, they entered combat. They conceded. Okay. Okie doke. Okie doke. Bring in this for a sweeper, bring in some spot removal, bring in a Scotch of Graveyard Hate. I would like to prefix with what I'm about to say with, yes, I know I have 13-0'd the Swiss of an open with Blue-Red Delver. Delver has never been good in a format other than Standard where Phyrexian mana was legal or Legacy. Just for the record for people that are new to Magic. So it's a fan favorite, but from a metrics history standpoint, it's never been. I believe our opponent is mulligan to 0. I mean, the Ponder didn't hurt. But the Phyrexian mana was also important. If your audio is distorted, you should refresh your browser page. Twitch has some issues. Was there a second with Delve cards where it saw play in Modern? I mean, Delver has always seen play. That doesn't mean it's good. Solomills, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Like Delver is a fan favorite that people love. So it's like basically seen play in every format it's been legal in because people love it. Cedrist, the Trader King. Thanks for repping for the 2nd month. Welcome back. I'm curious to see how many people are going to have both watching as well as playing in the Open this weekend. I think I checked yesterday and we already had... what was it? We already had 25 people signed up. I was going to hit cancel and go to the borrowed code thing, but it was already queued. It looks like we're at 27 people. Oh, Otherworldly Gaze is at the bottom. Of course it is. Oh, the primals are... Yeah, those are good. The adversaries, those are good. Those are good foils. Oh, Delver's the 2nd one in blue. Good to know. We'll get that later. I'm going to get the Primal Adversary first, I think. Let's do 1 or 2 more with zombies, then we'll roll along. I haven't decided if I've been memory lapsed yet enough this morning. Do I want to lose with Delver of Secrets? Do we want to lose some matches with Delver in Historic, or do we want to move to Standard? I don't know. We have strong opinions. I'm gonna let you all pick. I'm gonna take the decision out of my hands. Hey. I'll let chat decide. You want to see Historic Delver, you want me to kick along to Standard? You can pick. So I could Cryptbreaker into Salvation the Scoos. I think I'd rather just get Augur down. Delver will tank the #1 ladder dream. That's really not a consideration. Wow. That is big strongs for moving on to Standard. I don't think I've ever seen a 2-option pull not be this close. So I have a 2nd Augur in hand. So I'm going to go ahead and try and trade here because I don't really want 2 Augurs in play against the aggro deck. California recall levels of disparity here. I don't know if my body is ready to get Ember Cleave, chat. If they don't have Cleave, we're in a very good spot. Well, they don't have a third land. That is good for us. I think I just take 4 here, right? Nah, I don't think I can. I think I'm supposed to trade, and then I'm just going to draw a card. And then we'll draw another card when this dies. Because I want to Thoughtseize here as well. Like, if I take 4, it gets a little sketchy Thoughtseizing. Hey, thanks for the 33 months, Steve. Yeah, the Unite's been a blast. Thanks for jamming with us. Alright, so we're definitely taking the Cleave. And then the Questing Beast is also kind of a problem, so I think I'm doing that. And then, honestly, I think I'm just using Cryptbreaker to make a 2/2. We'll, like, discard a Swamp. I think I do this and just double block the skews, right? Because if they want to eat 2 things, I'm going to take 4 total here, but I'll draw 2 more cards. And then, like, they can't play the Pelt Collector this turn. This is our first deck. We've won about as much as we've lost. As has been the case with Historic, the games involving Memory Lapse have been bad, and the games not involving Memory Lapse has been very reasonable. We've been maintaining with zombies. This deck is pretty grindy for a creature deck, which is fun. Okay, so they're gonna go for the trades here, which is fine. I think I just take the opportunity to spend 5 mana making zombie tokens here. And then I think our life total is low enough, especially with this other Augur in hand, that I'm just gonna attack here. Although maybe I just discard this Augur to this and I draw 1 more card this turn. Yeah, I lied. I'm going to draw 1 more card this turn, and then we'll just discard the Augur to Cryptbreaker to make a regular 2/2. They do have a Den of the Bugbear. So I can do this. I can do this. Can attack with these. We'll activate Cryptbreaker to make a token. Yes, Lord means we don't get punked by Questing Beast. Maybe I should have left one of these tokens back. Let's go to 4 here. We are at a virtual 2 because of the Ramanap runes, but I think we're going to be able to pivot here fast enough. The old 7 mana Dark Salvation. Yeah, and Salvation kills with minus, so Spell Collector will stay the same. Actually, just a lethal attack. That was a gas scheme of magic. Creature matchups are so good in this format. Just cut the Thoughtseizes, bring in 4 removal spells. This card is so sweet. Yeah, maybe Regisaur is good here. That's probably true. If I'm not bringing in Regisaur here, it probably shouldn't be in my sideboard. So, I don't think Creeping Chill is good enough here because the opponent, like, has plenty of X4s. We did only have about 40% voter turnout this morning, which is sad. Where'd the other 260% go? Asking the real questions. I'm just holding up Doomblade. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, is someone doing a last-minute ballot dump? There might be a last-minute ballot dump occurring. I don't know if they're going to be able to push it all the way up over standard, though. We'll see. Someone's trying. Multiple someones might be trying. 200 to 300 all of a sudden. They gonna put the counter on the wolf so it doesn't trade with the Dread Wanderer? Oh man, it's gonna come down to the wire, chat. It was not close for a while there, and now they're neck and neck. Oh no! Oh, are we gonna play standard or oh, standard's not going down without a fight. Standard is not going quietly into the night, chat. Look at that. Look at that. 200% voter turnout. You love to see it. Sunshine with the 7,600 channel bits. Thank you, Robo Reagan, for the biddies. 7,600 channel points. Yeah. Hey. Whew. It was really close up until it wasn't. Those historic players, they're sneaky, chat. Uh-oh. Is my opponent disconnected or am I disconnected, chat? Nope, nope, looks like just them. Okay. So, I think we just make a friend kill the brawler here. And then we've got some blockers ready to go. Historic players grew up on eBay sniping days. Yeah, I remember that. I can't take this trade because I have more Dark Salvations in hand, which is unfortunate. Am I triple blocking this wolf? I might be triple blocking this wolf. The problem is this ranger's class is going to outgrind us now. I'm going to say no to the triple block because we have Lord of the Accursed next turn. I probably should have attacked. Do I go champion into Lord, or do I go Lord Dark Salvation the Brawler? Oh, I could kill the wolf with the Salvation with the champion. Yeah, that's a good line. This is going to be 5 with Trample next turn. So I'm going to attack with these two. We can block these two to here. I guess this attack is bad if they fire up Den of the Bugbear. Hey, Elliot, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. Yeah, my attack there was bad. Oh, I guess this leaves me dead to Ramonap runes, huh? Yeah. Yeah, my attack was real bad. We're probably in a bad spot there regardless. Even if I don't attack, but it's not ideal. It's a Regisaur matchup. It's gotta be a Regisaur matchup, right? It's to be on the play for game 3. They had turn 1 land war elves and our hand was kind of clunky. What does the Hive land do? It activates to become a 3/3 with Menace. Zoller, thanks for the follow. This game, our Salvation will get to kill a land war elves before it makes mana, which is nice, because being on the play is busted in Magic. Is Cryptbreaker in Historic? Yeah, there's 4 copies in our deck, Coder Chris. As always, you can type ! deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. Yeah, third land makes this stand pretty reasonable for sure. I think I'm just chilling. I really like to draw an untapped land here, so we can go champion into Salvation, make a token. I guess we just Salvation, make a token, huh? And I think we just get aggressive and get our hand empty now, right? They're stumbling. Let's just lean on them. So any 1-mana spells an ideal draw next turn? Let's us drop Reggie and not lose it. Utility land would also be a fine pickup. Yes, this is fine. No blocks. We're going to attack for 12 next turn. This game's over. I'm going to stumble just a little bit too long here. Yeah, I mean, all of our spells look good when our opponent can't play Magic, right? I mean, I don't even know that our Salvations were that good that game. We didn't have a ton of zombies early for them. And we didn't hit our land on curve. Like, that game was more about our opponent's deck not functioning than ours doing something useful. This deck was neat. It had an impressive amount of grind for a creature deck. Between Augur and Cryptbreaker, we ended up drawing a pretty decent amount of cards. The fact that our mana base is nice and consistent in mono black is neat. Dark Salvation is a genuinely powerful effect, just like the flexibility of it being an efficient removal spell early and it's scaling into the late game. You know, we cast one of these for 7 mana at one point in that set and it was excellent. It's great at 1, it's decent at, 5 and 7 and etc. So if you're looking for a creature deck, I think Memory Lapse is going to Memory Lapse you, but all things considered, the creature matchups in Historic are still very reasonable, and this deck was fun and interesting to play in the non-Memory Lapse matchups. Juju Gazbi with the 64 months. Thank you so much, and welcome back. That's such a long time. Over 5 years coming. Johnny Boy, thanks for repping for the 2nd month. Welcome back. Is Undead Augur better than Reaper? Well, I mean, if our deck is all zombies, the answer is yes, right? Also, this notably works with tokens. So, like your zombie army tokens and your Cryptbreaker tokens draw cards. Your Dark Salvation tokens draw cards. And Midnight Reaper is non-tokens as well.